Hello, dear friends. How are you? It's been forever since we posted anything on this channel, but now it's time for it to take a direction that I always wanted to have. I was just not ready. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of an update of what has been going on with us, with our work, a little bit about our life as well, and then kind of just to break down what are my thoughts, how I want to continue moving on. So over the last 2.5 years, we've been very much immersed into being parents. Our lovely son brought so many new things. So many new things, including lots of grounding and integration of variety of information we've been getting, whether through Abraham Hicks workshops that we've been attending and very actively participating, especially me in hot seats. Then a little bit of Dr. Joe and writing a book, all of these other things that we've been doing in the past. If you're new here, by the way, I'm Kosta, and this is our channel that my husband and I, Armand, have been nurturing mostly so far from the place of sharing our channeled information. So in 2020, I started channeling, and that's what we've been doing in 2020, 21, and a lot in 2022. We've organized many retreats. We were hosting hundreds of online workshops. And yeah, mostly this material that you see on our YouTube so far is about that. It's been sharing about that. We've had a couple of attempted podcasts. Well, not attempted. It was like a 5 podcast series between the two of us. We've tried a lot of different things, and I was actually thinking, should I make the whole new channel moving on? But then I was like, no, I like to have everything in one spot. I want people who will be interacting with our stuff now to see how far we've come and what we've been doing before. So yes, Armand and I have been doing at some point presenting here as well together. You could see some shorts and some videos there as well of him doing it. But at this moment, I renamed the channel under my name because that's what's going to be taking place now. We'll see about the future. But at this moment, I'm very excited and eager to go back and share in English. I feel like I haven't been speaking in English for like almost over a year for sure. But I've been doing a lot of work in Serbian, in my native language, and that helped me actually anchor and integrate a lot of new stuff, especially authenticity. It's kind of like speaking in a language that everybody back home understands. There's no more hiding, and that's how I feel about my work right now. It feels like, even though it was very beneficial so far to do what I was doing, I feel it's like only 1% of what's coming, and that I'm ready to even now just press play and blab into the camera without. This is going to be a video of no editing, so but I do have couple of notes to keep me on track. So at this moment, Armand and I are taking more oops, my computer just got turned on. We are more in a place of integrated application of everything we've been experiencing before and gathering as an information before, both from like observing material of others or engaging in a work with others, or just through our own receiving and through WEOLA workshops. And it's all our son's fault, because for all of you who do have kids, or that have been observing people having kids, a lot changes within the first 2 to 3 years. And I've done like very little channeling since then, and I was wondering why. And then last summer, I kind of got the answer that I had to allow myself to integrate what was happening before. And this doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, but I'm very, very in the future. But I'm very, very, very excited for this. I call integrated work, where I don't have to go into the background for information to be flowing. I can do it more I call it from my heart space and from my heart center, and results that I'm seeing with people I'm working with, whether it's individually or in a group, is like, I mean, mind blowing. So yes, Arman has his own project in the world um, of design. I'm actually currently getting involved with a lot of businesses as well, where I do currently with one of them financial control and consulting, which is very interesting for me, but also like being very clear and upfront what I really do. So while I do some of those technical aspects that come from my business school and business background, uh, I'm very frank about getting into those projects, what my role is. So that feels really, really satisfying. Meaning, I would go and be like, okay, you're going to be asking me about the effect of what you have going on, but I can very clearly see the cause, and I can see the patterns, and I can see energetics behind it. So it's fascinating. It's so satisfying. So I feel we're both in this place of discovery and day to day, changing, molding, alchemizing. So anyway, that's like a little bit of an update on that end. So I wrote here the future of this channel and my work. It revolves a lot around authenticity. Um, I've been always kind of feeling this, but then I went into the pretending state about it for quite some time. But if you really think about it, authenticity is like the highest frequency there is. So even just this moment where I like stuttered for a second and I had the thought move around was very, very honest. So anyways, authenticity is the highest frequency, like knowing where you are in order to be able to go where you want to go, and honoring all aspects of you and all of you is it's been so transformational, and for me and in my work, that I feel like I even wrote it on my Instagram, like, how people say I'm a coach or I'm this consultant, this or that. It's been always a hard thing for me to do, but now I just wrote authentic human being that does these things, and that feels really good. So yeah, so there's going to be a lot of talk about that, about honoring all of you, even the world wholeness. Sometimes we go into the place of the wholeness feels like positivity, but it's not. It's like honoring everything. The whole means positive and negative. So which brings me to the next point, which is integration, and I call it anchoring light into density, which means, when we know what we don't want, we don't want to get stuck in repeating it. But then when we shift towards, I call it the little bubble of, I'm going to just ignore what's happening, we do start getting to see results in shifting attention to, more desired things. But I also see for us, I can say from the experience, and for a lot of people that I'm working with right now, that it's, it can take a turn of like putting so much pressure that now it just has to be like that, and that kind of detaches us a little bit from just living fully integrated life. It can be like a little bit of a getaway, a little bit of a running away, and gosh knows we've done it, Armand and I. So yeah, what I say, anchoring light into density, means that all of this information that we have, that we intellectually understand, putting it in the body and allowing also, the shit rises up, to actually actively do something about it, not running away from it, but being able to allow all aspects of us to exist. So when I work with people nowadays, sometimes they even refer to me, oh, you're doing the shadow work. I was like, well, I don't even know how to name it. But it feels that it's not just in a form of, oh, here's this information, go figure it out. But it's more like, I even wrote it down here, I'm just reading not to forget, integrating bubble into into collective reality, which means things that it's possible, but then bringing it and measuring it up and see how it acts with what's happening out there. Because no matter how much we create our own reality, and we absolutely do, we're also here experiencing the creative reality. So, there's a little bit of a difference between, us sometimes creating our own bubble for the sake of having it as a coping mechanism. And now I feel energetically just on the planet what's happening. We've lived through it and we keep living through it, is that none of these coping mechanisms can last forever. And so kind of integrating all of that, not to burst into reality where you get sucked into negativity, but also not pretending in your bubble of positivity that nothing that around you actually exists, because um, both are true at the same time. All potential of what can be, as well as the reality of collective where we're at. So I feel that that's what I want to talk about, and that's what I am doing, and that's where I see huge results. It's a lot about placing survival where it is, and then detaching it from everywhere where it doesn't really need to belong, such as desires, such as desired lifestyles. So yeah, this is a little bit. Well, I think. Let me just see if I. Oh yeah, to sum it up into where the channel is going is like uh, a topic with highest excitement recently is how to sit with your shit, and when you do, what comes as a natural consequence is just pure transformation and honoring and creating like a solid foundation where you feel nothing and no one can pull the carpet from under you. So the vibes are authenticity, integration, honesty, and obviously deliberate creation and driving to where you want to be, but not from a place of needing, and really detaching the needing, because the need and I have to and I must can easily sneak in with our desires. So kind of detaching it from there, and living life dominantly, or as much as possible and as much as it's available, from preference and not so much from survival. So it's been a long way coming. I just didn't know that it's going to be exactly this, but here we are, sitting in a coffee shop completely comfortably, scratching the nose and talking about where this channel and my work is going. So some of the future videos that I think are gonna come by will be, I think I'll record one where I'm gonna talk about why I don't channel as much anymore and talk about that whole experience, because I think it's gonna be very valuable for a lot of you who are intuitive or who are consuming a lot of like channeled information, and just to get a different perspective of and and to see, maybe you're going to even measure where you're at in relationship with that information, and how are you integrating it, or are you consuming it more than integrating it. So I think that's going to be for sure something that I'll do. I've been doing this in Serbian, and people that that I'm interacting with have reacted to it and love it. I did like these reactions to my Abraham Hicks experiences. So you can write me down below if that would be something that's interesting too, because I see all of those experiences way differently now, and they're a very intimate look into what I've been going through, or how I've been transforming with them. They have been like a big part of it. So that might be interesting to a lot of you, because a lot of people that we've known to follow this channel are people also who follow various, speakers there, and I had quite a lot of those experiences. So it will be still interesting for me to look into it and share that, if that might be interesting. And then the other topics that come to mind will be based off of what I sense kind of is useful and valuable for collective as well. Obviously it's all for me too, because uh, you know I'm in this like 24/7 since the birth of our son. It's like if I could try before, like, to be like, oh, I'm not going to think about these things that matter to me, which is, how well I'm doing, how well people I'm in touch with are doing, but also since his birth, it kind of expanded to the whole world. And now I'm getting the hunch to speak about all of those things that I'm actually thinking about or receiving every day, all day long. So there's obviously no limit to what that can be. There will be topics about parenting, about finance, about personal development, uh, how to transform different frequencies. And I will, of course, with in due time, start doing. I've been always excited about like a very easy entry point, financial entry point memberships. So that will be my highest excitement as well. But we'll see when is the time for that. In the meantime, I may share some of the videos that I've had from some really awesome one-on-one calls. Um, and they're going to include, I would say, mostly, if not only, me speaking. But I'll see when the person I ask to edit them, if that will take away from it or not. If not, I know I already have a couple of them ready, so I will for sure publish those, so you can also kind of sense where I'm at when I'm working these days. And then we'll go with inspiration. You can write me as well, and it's always, I always love it when inspiration comes from someone interacting with my contact or interacting with me. Hey, write a little bit about this or speak more about that. It's kind of like maybe a comfort zone from channeling, because that's how it was working. But nowadays I have no problem just also speaking. So either or is going to work. So yeah, let me know if you want to share anything in the comments, and I'll see you pretty soon in next version of something like this. I love you and thank you for being here. Bye.